This video is brought to you by.
This is a piece that I made. This is alcohol inks and it's top coated with resin. And what inspired me to make this piece is fire. Thank y'all so much for stopping in at the House of Creativity. We are located on 24 West 25th Street. You can come on in, you can book a sip and paint. I do event curation and hosting. I do all types of things. You can find me on Instagram at Sip Some Tea or the House of Creativity. Or like I said, stop by 24 West 25th Street. Pull up. And you can also pull up at Eat Your Art Out, which is going to be located at 6 East Lafayette Avenue at the garage on October the 21st. Peace.
What's up, fam? It's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and I'm back with another video. In this episode of the Baltimore Way, I'll be talking about the unfortunate case of a gas station security guard who claimed she took a man's life in self-defense after he refused to leave the convenience store during an argument. But before we get into this video, welcome if you're new here to our channel, and welcome back to all of our subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so and join the Tony 2 times family. Go ahead and click that notification bell to get notified every time we upload. And if you're rocking with the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Be sure to share this video and make sure you watch until the end to hear the whole story and my commentary. All right, let's jump right into it. On October 30th, 2022, at 3 a.m., 26-year-old Marquise Powell, his sister, and his girlfriend stopped by Royal Farms on the 1800 block of Washington Boulevard to get gas, and they wanted some chicken from inside the Royal Farms convenience store. Everyone who has had Royal Farms chicken knows how good it is and how well it hits the spot after a night out. Marquise, his sister, and girlfriend went to a family Halloween party before heading to the bar to continue celebrating. Dressed in orange and red, they went inside the store. Marquise's sister asked the cashier if she could use the locked restroom, but the cashier told her no because store policy mandated the restroom to be closed at 10 p.m. The security guard on duty at the Royal Farms, 43-year-old Kenesha Spence, intervened in the conversation, which prompted a back and forth between her and Marquise. Both Kenesha Spence and Marquise were visibly agitated with each other, and surveillance showed both using their hands aggressively. According to Marquise's girlfriend, she said the security guard instantly started pointing her firearm at Marquise. To try to de-escalate the situation, Marquise's sister and girlfriend physically pushed him out the door, but after quickly getting back to his car, which was parked at the gas pump, Marquise ran back towards the store. He did that twice, as the back and forth between him and Kenesha continued. His sister and girlfriend kept trying to hold him back, but they struggled. The third time, his sister was able to grab him in the doorway of the entrance of the store. Surveillance video showed Kenesha pulled open the door to the entranceway, stepped towards Marquise, and fired one shot. He immediately collapsed. His sister said she stood there in shock. His girlfriend started screaming. The surveillance video showed a customer step over Marquise in the doorway as the cashier applied pressure to his wounds. Kenesha then pulls out her phone and calls 911. Marquise's girlfriend said after shooting Marquise, Kenesha said, "He's all right, he'll be okay." In the recorded 911 call, Kenesha told the operator, "I'm a security guard at Royal Farms. A guy came towards me. I got a body camera on me. He was threatening my life." In the 911 call, you could hear a woman screaming in the background as Kenesha gave the address to the store where she worked as a private security guard. Kenesha went on to answer the 911 operator's questions and told the operator she didn't know who the man was. She said she had to shoot him because he was coming toward me. She said it had just happened, that she only fired once. The operator responded and said, "I get that part. I'm trying to help him." Kenesha reportedly told the operator that she believed the man was all right. When officers arrived at the scene, Kenesha told them what she had done. When Kenesha initially spoke to police, she told them that Marquise had lunged at her and she was scared and in fear for her life. Marquise was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The bullet had traveled through his mouth, injured his spinal cord, and damaged the artery that carries oxygen to the brain, which within a day caused his brain to stop functioning. After their preliminary investigation, BPD found enough evidence to arrest Kenesha Spence and charge her with attempted hit. Police said they believed that it was Kenesha who advanced toward Marquise and fired at him. According to reports, Kenesha pulled out her weapon several times during the argument. Marquise, at this time, was in grave condition. Less than a week after the incident, Marquise sadly passed away. Kenesha's charges were eventually upgraded to the more serious charge. Marquise was a father and known for his goofy and fun-loving personality. He was a family-oriented man and a hard worker, according to family members. People who knew Kenesha said that they were shocked and that she never displayed a violent personality. She worked hard to take care of her loved ones. 6 months prior to the shooting, Kenesha had just received her license to carry a weapon after working for the security guard agency for 3 years. And her license to be a security guard did not expire until the end of 2022. However, it was later revealed that Kenesha had committed perjury on her application for her gun permit after she failed to disclose a previous arrest and conviction, which resulted in probation in 1997 for misdemeanor assault. Kenesha would ultimately go to trial in August 2023, where she and her attorney claimed that she shot Marquise in self-defense. Kenesha even took the stand and gave her own version of the events that led up to the shooting. Kenesha testified that Marquise threatened to take her gun away and end her life after she told him to leave the store several times. She said she pulled her weapon hoping to scare him away. Kenesha said that he was being nasty, cussing and fussing, and she said Marquise said, "He ain't going nowhere." She said it all happened so fast that day. Everything happened so fast. She said her heart dropped and she grabbed her gun. Kenesha told the jury she was mad about the situation and that Marquise going off was too much. She said she was scared. Kenesha claimed she did not intend to end Marquise's life. However, the prosecution painted a different picture and claimed that the slaying was an execution. Prosecutors said Kenesha was angry and that this was her wrath. According to the prosecution, the entire incident lasted about 15 minutes. Kenesha admitted she did not call 911 until after the shooting. Kenesha also said when she talked to investigators, she did tell them that Marquise threatened to take her weapon, but she didn't know why that part didn't come up in her on-camera interview with detectives or shown in a written transcript. Prosecutors pointed out Kenesha also didn't utilize her pepper spray or even resorted to locking the doors at the store and calling 911 before things continued to escalate. There was no actual evidence that Marquise himself was armed. Witnesses testified that Marquise might have been drinking because he was slurring his words, but there was no toxicology report presented in court to prove that. The Royal Farms cashier that morning also testified and told jurors that there was an exchange of words between Kenesha and Marquise, and then he was hit. The cashier added that Marquise threatened Kenesha at one point, but said he believed Kenesha provoked him. The cashier's testimony did not corroborate Kenesha's claims that Marquise said he would take her gun. Marquise's sister and girlfriend also testified and gave their accounts of what took place that morning. They admitted that Marquise was acting crazy and fussing. Marquise's girlfriend said in court the lady, referring to Kenesha, opened the door and just fired at him. She said he just fell and she started screaming. His sister testified to how she froze up after Marquise was hit. She said she was stuck and couldn't move. The surveillance footage and the 911 call recording played in court corroborated their account. The prosecutor went on to say that surveillance footage showed Kenesha eating chicken while on the phone with 911, which possibly showed that she had no remorse for the shooting. From the surveillance, it also showed that Marquise did not lunge toward Kenesha, but closed the gap between them. A Baltimore police detective told a jury about Kenesha's demeanor at the crime scene, saying she was pretty calm and that she wasn't panicked. The detective talked about evidence from the store security camera videos and said Kenesha was wearing a body camera at the time of the shooting. The detective also said they made several attempts to recover any video from Kenesha's body camera, but those attempts came up empty. Detectives didn't believe the body camera was functioning or that there was any actual video footage on it. In response to the surveillance showing Kenesha eating chicken, her attorney claimed that it was because she was emotional eating and trying to calm herself down after the incident. During closing arguments, the defense also said that Marquise made his choice, referring to his many opportunities to leave the store and not return. The defense told jurors that Marquise did not return to apologize, but to cause their client bodily harm. The trial was filled with many emotions coming from both sides, but especially family members of Marquise, who couldn't stomach hearing the sound of the shot fired before Marquise collapsed in the surveillance footage. The jury deliberated for 2 hours before acquitting Kenesha of premeditated hit, but they did not believe her claims of self-defense either, and found her guilty of second-degree hit and a weapon violation. Kenesha also went ahead and pleaded guilty to the 2 counts of perjury immediately after being convicted, and the judge sentenced her to time served for the perjury charges. Marquise's relatives, including his girlfriend and sister, have hired attorney Billy Murphy to sue Royal Farms, Kenesha Spence, and the private security company she worked for, Maximum Protective Services Security Investigations, LLC, for damages in excess of $1 million. Their lawsuit alleges negligent hiring, among other claims. The complaint accuses Royal Farms and the private security company of hiring an unqualified guard in Kenesha or failing to train her adequately. Kenesha is scheduled to be sentenced in December for the charges related to Marquise's slaying. Her attorney said they plan to appeal her conviction. Kenesha faces up to 40 years for the hit charge. Wow, fam, this is a sad and very unfortunate story. May Marquise's soul rest in peace. My deepest condolences to his family and his loved ones. My well wishes go out to them as they continue to seek justice in Marquise's tragic slaying. It's truly heartbreaking on both ends. If Marquise had just left and paid Kenesha no mind, and a bad judgment call landed Kenesha in this position. Although she was a security guard, she's not protected under the same laws as police officers or law enforcement. She is treated as a regular civilian. I don't know if she thought she had the right to use that type of force towards Marquise or what. But in the jury's eyes, with the evidence presented, she did not act in self-defense. Now Marquise is no longer here to be a father. Kenesha took a man's life and now has to pay those consequences. If this situation could have only ended differently. Anger and ego is a dangerous combination. And we all have it in us. It's just by the grace of God, some people are able to avoid situations like this. Fam, tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. Who do you think was in the wrong? Do you believe in Kenesha's claims of self-defense, or was it a cold-blooded hit? Alright fam, that's it for this episode of the Baltimore Way. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and I'm out.